I came home one evening and my key didn't work. I tried again and again. The locks had been changed from inside. I could hear them laughing. My husband, his mother, in my house that I paid for, stood outside in the cold for exactly 4 minutes. Then I smiled because they had no idea that I had a key they didn't know existed, and what that key opened would destroy everything they had planned. Stay until the end, because the locked door was just the beginning. My name is Nadia, and I want you to remember something as you listen to this story. The quietest people are always watching, always preparing, always 3 steps ahead. Remember that, because that is exactly what saved me. I married Aaron 3 years ago. He was warm, attentive, everything I had ever wanted. But he came with something I never expected. His mother, Diana, from the very first day. Diana made it clear this was her son, her house, her rules. Even though my name was on the mortgage, my money paid the bills, my hands built the home, Aaron always smiled and said she means well. But Diana's eyes told a very different story. She was not a mother-in-law, she was a warden, and she was waiting for the perfect moment to take everything. I just didn't. No, the moment was already coming. Or did I? It was a Tuesday evening in October. I finished work early, excited to surprise Aaron with his favorite dinner. Walked up to our front door, put my key in the lock, and it didn't turn. I tried again. Nothing. I called Aaron. He answered immediately, which should have been my first warning. He said, "Oh, we changed the locks today for security." I said, "Why wasn't I told?" Silence. Then I heard it. Diana's voice in the background, whispering, and Aaron said, "Nadia, maybe it's time we talked about some things." I stood outside my own front door in the cold October air, holding groceries, and I understood everything in that moment. Every small sign I had ignored became crystal clear. The secret conversations, the documents Aaron had asked me to sign without reading, the sudden interest Diana had taken in the finances. They had been planning this for months. I put the groceries down carefully, took a deep breath, and walked to my car, not to leave, to make a call. 3 months earlier, I had done something that nobody knew about. Not even Aaron. I had made a copy of every important document in that house. Every financial record, every property document, every insurance policy, every investment account, and I had stored them in a safety deposit box. Bank in my name only, not because I was planning to leave, but because something in me always whispered, be prepared. That safety deposit box was the key they forgot about, and inside it was everything I needed to protect myself completely. called my lawyer from the car that evening. By the time Aaron opened front door 2 hours later, expecting to find me desperate and broken, I had already filed emergency injunctions on every joint account, had already contacted our mortgage company. I had already spoken to our property attorney, and I was sitting calmly in a hotel room, ordering room service and sleeping better than I had in months. Aaron called 43 times that night. Diana called 11 times. Answered none of them. The next morning, my lawyer sent one letter. It outlined every joint asset, every account I had frozen, every document I had secured, every legal protection already in place. The letter ended with 4 simple words: my client will proceed. Heard later from a mutual friend that when Aaron read that letter, he sat down on the kitchen floor. Diana had told him I would have nowhere to go, nothing to fight with, no power. She had been wrong about all 3. The court proceedings lasted 6 weeks. Aaron got the house, but he got it with every debt attached to it. I got the investments, the savings, the retirement accounts, everything I had quietly protected in that safety deposit box. Diana moved in with Aaron to help with the mortgage that I had been paying alone 3 months after the divorce. Aaron called one last time. He said, I didn't think you would actually do it. I said, Aaron, quiet. People don't warn you. We just act. And I hung up. Nadia today lives alone in a beautiful apartment that she chose herself. No one tells her what to do. No one changes her locks. No one makes her feel like a guest in her own life. She never spoke publicly about what happened, never posted, never announced her victory, because she understood something most people never learn. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. The people who destroyed her expected tears, expected begging, expected panic. What they got instead was a woman who had been quietly prepared for exactly this moment. If you are going through something and you feel powerless, document everything. Protect yourself quietly and never show your hand before you're ready, because the most dangerous person in any room is not the loudest one. It is the one sitting quietly in the corner, already 3 steps ahead. Subscribe to Whisper and Revenge for stories that remind you your silence is your superpower. See you next day.